The girl asks, how can we be healthier? We will interpret the question, how can we be healthier? You have a specific set of rules that you determine is healthy. Your rules are that you not have pain. Although we, from our perspective, feel that you always have some pain, the limitations of your joints and movement are like a low level pain to us because they are limiting. They say, no, we can't do more than that. So we are trying to understand the question according to its tiniest parameters, which we do not understand well. The girl is saying now that we prefer the feeling of when we are very young. And so the joints are complaining less. The joints are less restrictive. The joints are less restrictive when you're younger. We prefer that feeling. This is health for you. They are less restrictive and they don't say no as easily. And there is the issue of mobility and longevity. This is something we can understand. Mobility is important. So, what can you do to improve those aspects? I think it's comedic that we are asked this because we are not experts on your species. But from our perspective, you should do more of those things and ask the joints to allow it. Do more of the things you want to do. If you are happy with the way you are operating, then the body that you operate with will comply better. If you are completely happy with your operation in your mind and emotions, the body will then also agree because you are the same creature. We do not understand why you don't understand that. If there are pains in the body, it is because there are pains in the mind. The mind creates the pains. Your species then has a judgment that this information is bad and wrong. There is a judgment that you are wrong because it would be wrong to have pains in the mind. But you know you have pains in the mind already, so we don't understand the judgment. These judgments that you have prevent your understanding of truths. In that way, we do not agree with some of your judgments. and rules because you have made so many that you cannot see the truth. You deny the truth and then complain that you don't see the truth, but you have denied it. The pains in your body are from the pains in your mind. They always are. There is no exception. We don't think to our knowledge. It is possible there is an exception, but we do not think that there are any that we've seen on your planet yet. So how would you be healthier? You need to heal the pains in your mind. The pains in your mind are creating the damage. We try to show the girl the illogic and the pains in her mind more clearly so she can heal them. She does not always accept what we say because it goes against what she was trained in this reality. But what we teach are not bad things according to your reality either. Your reality is so limited by rules, both in structure and by your own continuing additions to them. You were put into this very tight structure, and then you continue to tighten it even much further on your own. The very, very tight structure squeezes so hard that life must squeeze back very intensely. It is the nature of life to do this. When it is squeezed, it becomes intense. When it is intense, it becomes bright and many. The brightness and the many are what we see from afar. If you do not wish to live that brightly, if you do not wish to be squeezed that hard, then you can remove some of the rules you are placing on yourself. If you remove those rules, then the squeeze will be less tight. You will develop more slowly. You will be more like the creatures that prefer to stay further away from here. You put many of these rules on yourself. You can remove many rules and still comply with the general rules of the intelligences around you, your society, and your people. You don't agree on much. Most of your rules are individual. You make almost all of the rules that you live by on your own. There are only a few more universal rules. You can still comply with all of those and yet still be very free, and that seems to be what is requested by the girl here that I speak with. She wants me to comply with the universal rules. but show her the extra rules that she no longer needs to live by because they are not universal, they are self inflicted. There is something about the nature of your reality that you continue to self inflict additional rules, and in that way, you burn more brightly. You are very squeezed by this intensity, but you can choose a different path. This is what this girl is asking. There seems to be a point where the squeezing leads to an unwanted outcome that she considers bad. This has to do with fear. This is something we'll have to study further because we don't completely understand it ourselves.